Hey! That's right. Hey, what's going on, y'all? I'm B, rapping a little bit of hip hop. A hip to the hip and a hip, the hopper, you don't stop. And rock it to the bang, bang. We can say up, jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie beat. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing out there? I am feeling super fantastic African magic. I hope you all are feeling really, really great. We're going to have a very candid discussion. Today, I got a few moments here on my lovely guest about press and curl. So we get a lot of questions. We get actually, not only do we get a lot of questions, but we get a lot of requests for the good old-fashioned press and curl service. So as I'm pressing her hair, I'm just gonna give out a couple of shout outs. So first of all, y'all know I definitely want to give a super duper shout out to Rev Air. That's right. What's up, Rev Air? My Rev Air family. I just put myself into the Rev Air family, okay? So big ups to Rev Air for allowing me and a couple of people, a whole lot of people, all right? So we have the Barberia Institute of Hair, and then we also have the Shaw High School Cosmetology program. Yesterday we made some history as we introduced the Wright comb into the barbering kits and the cosmetology kits of the barber school, and then of course the Shaw High School Cosmetology program. So we definitely had a good time yesterday. The barbers were like the bomb, and so also what made that event quite historical was that it was actually the first time that we had cosmetologists and barbers on the same platform getting some education, under, the auspices of barber and cosmetology education. So that was pretty dope. So a lot of times we are here, marching for change, fighting for change, yelling for change, but what we decided to do, we ain't doing none of that. We just gonna change it ourselves. So in the words of our late, great civil rights leader, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, or Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King, he says, be the change you want to see. So we actually did that yesterday. We didn't feel like protesting, you know what I'm saying? We ain't feel like fighting with them fools. We said we gonna change this ourselves. What's up, Nikki? How you doing out there? What's going on? Okay? How y'all doing? We about to get into it. So today we're gonna talk a little bit about press and curl. So pressing hair, I'm sorry. So pressing hair is one of those services that, believe it or not, people actually laugh at us. They laugh and they say, y'all still using straightening combs in the hair salons, we get some hairstylists that, I'm not messing around with that. If they can't get no relaxer, if I can't, silk press it, then you know what, I ain't gonna mess around with it. So here's what they gonna tell you at the hair salon about a pressing comb and a flat iron. So technically, the flat iron is actually stealing its methodology from the pressing comb, all right? So here's how this goes down. When you put the flat iron in the hair, right, you're gonna do what you call a silk press, which is basically using less oil. So a silk press is a flat iron with less oil, but we charge y'all more money because we say silk press. Y'all follow me? Hit that heart button, all right? So, the silk press, you're gonna take a thin section of hair, you're gonna go in, probably with a bevel flat iron, right? You're gonna go in, and you're going to get the regrowth, and then you're going to quote unquote press. So you're gonna squeeze the flat iron, you're gonna press the hair. Now, that hairstyling option is absolutely great for people who I have texture in my hair, but you can't tell, but if you look at my regrowth, I don't have as much texture as she has. So my texture is pretty soft, and then also I don't have as much fro. I've got frizz, but I don't have fro, if you know what I mean. So I have some texture, but I don't have a lot of texture, all right? So the silk all right for my texture and softer, okay? But when you have true Afro hair, where you have a lot of density, I'm talking about a whole lot of fibers per cubic inch. I got a lot of density, but she has way more density than I. And then she also has more texture. And then she has also more fro. You see what I'm saying? So she's got 3 things. So with that being said, I need to use the straightening comb because number 1, I can take the hair away from the scalp and take the back of the comb and press it. Because the comb is what's grabbing, the teeth on the straightening comb are grabbing the fibers together so that I can use the back of the comb to actually press her hair. Now the flat iron will not do that because the flat iron does not gather the hair. The flat iron is just gonna press it. Also, the kitchen. If y'all know about the kitchen, what's up fam? Hit the heart button. You can't take a flat iron and get the kitchen when you have a lot of texture. You're gonna have to pull out the straightening comb. Now sometimes on my hair, I really do have to pull out the straightening comb. So we can use my hair as an example, right? So if I really wanna get that hair straight, the flat iron is just gonna get that, right? But if I take the pressing comb, you see that? I can get my comb, grab the hair, the teeth will grab the hair, and then the back of the comb will press it. Y'all see that? That's how that works. The flat iron, it can't do that, particularly when you have a lot of texture. So as licensed cosmetologists, caring about the texture of the customer's hair, for some people, we have to use the flat iron. Now, if they are afraid of the flat iron and they want their hair to be pressed out, then we just have to tell them the truth. We can't do it. Ain't no use in lying, you know what I'm saying? All you're gonna do is take their money and their regrowth is gonna not be pressed out, right? And then when they go home and comb it, the hair's gonna start snapping. Why? Because the regrowth is not pressed the way it should be. Now, you also have those people who like to say stuff like, well, can I get a soft press? Now, again, this is what they don't tell you at the hair salon. If you have soft hair, if you have less texture, if you don't have as much frizz or fro, remember frizz can be poofy. Fro is that resiliency where the hair springs all the way back down. Frizzy hair, it just poofs out. 2 different types of texture situations here, okay? So now, if you have hair that doesn't poof or frizzes, or reverse rather, or goes back, then you can do a soft press. But if you have hair like mine, which is more frizzier, or hair like hers, which is more afro, meaning that hair, the recoil, it goes all the way back. No, sweetheart. You cannot get a soft press. Because what's going to happen is you're not sealing the cuticle properly, number 1. Number 2, when the cuticle isn't sealed properly, that means the hair will revert. The hair will revert. Now, people are saying, I don't like the pressing comb because the pressing comb, auntie used to burn me, mommy used to burn me, maybe even daddy, if dad was straightening your hair sometimes. So everybody was burning you, Miss Jones. Everybody had a Miss Jones that was pressing your hair back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So you had Miss Jones that was burning you. So, and they were like, so I don't like the press and curl because I was getting burned all the time and my hair was looking too oily. So burning me and too oily, it only speaks to one thing. Using the wrong product, the wrong technique to do the hair. All right? So you won't burn a person If you, I'm sorry y'all, but a Range Rover just pulled I was just saying, you see a Range Rover, it just kind of, all this is a Range Rover threw my attention. Now, this is a bad Range Rover that just pulled it. Okay, so now, here's the thing. So, if you put too much oil on the hair, and if you don't press the hair properly, you are going to burn. So, when you're going to press the hair, number one, you want to temper the pressing comb. So number one, what you want to do is test it on the back of a white piece of paper. A paper towel, tissue, toilet paper, a towel, make sure it's white. So you can see if the pressing comb is too hot. That's number one. If you real old school, like I'm old school, then you can just take that, hit it on the back of your hand. But you gotta know how to do that now. That's that big mama stuff, okay? They can't teach you that in cosmetology school, all right? That's cultural, okay? Culture gotta come into play, all right? So you do need the culture, but you also have to couple that cultural practice with also the science. So the science says that we have to seal the cuticle. She has to hold her hair forward to give me some resistance. If she doesn't give me any resistance, she's literally taking her hair, bring your hair back, into the straightening comb. You see that? So she's gotta hold your hair forward. So again, when Big Mama now was like, pat you upside your head, hold the head. Didn't I say hold? I said hold the head forward. They didn't know nothing about the erector pili muscle and all of that. Seal the cuticle. But what they did know was, number one, I've got to get the hair to lay flat so I can press it. That's one. And then for all practical intents and purposes, I just don't want you to bring your head back into the straightening comb, or else Mama, Big Mama, Miss Jones, Mr. Jones, we're going to burn you. Now you gotta have quick. You gotta be quick. You gotta have skills. You gotta have dexterity. You can't leave the pressing comb in the oven or on the stove. You can do this on the stove, an electric eye, a gas, or you can buy an oven, because you gotta temper this with your speed. So you gotta really know what you're doing when you do this. And like I said, a lot of people laugh and y'all still using them straightening combs. Ain't nobody doing that. Yes, they are. There are a lot of people who know they need a straightening comb on their head, and they're not ashamed to say it. And they don't need Instagram, Facebook. They don't need that. What they need is a good jar of grease. They need a good jar of grease. And they need a good straightening comb. So a good jar of grease. Now you gotta understand that all pressing oils are not created equal. Now in the hair salon, we want to use professional quality. Now you can get over-the-counter Ultra Sheen, which is really good. And so we have some here, because sometimes you gotta go what I call hood on it, you know what I'm saying? But you got your old school that's like, I don't care what, I wanna see the yellow pressing one. But the really, really good quality professional pressing oil that they used to use back in the day, like Mahalia Jackson, Lena Horne, what's her name that was a jazz singer, Ella Fitzgerald. You see what I'm saying? That's old school. When they was pressing, before they went to the comp, they used K-Veil. That's old school, but you have to have a license. You ain't getting this on Amazon. No. You're going to have to call up J.T. Bailey, J as in James, T as in Tom, Bailey, up here in Cleveland, Ohio. They are actually Cleveland's, or better yet, Ohio's oldest African-American beauty supply store. I should clarify that. Professional beauty supply store. So they sell the K-Veil. So now what's the difference between a pressing curl, a pressing grease and a hair grease? So pressing grease is just that, it's just grease, right? But your professional pressing grease is anti-humectant, meaning it won't, it's not going to, the hair won't revert back, all right? So that's what you got there. Shan, you got that? So there you go. So we have it right there, and we're using our good technique. And making sure, now when you press the hair, you want to make sure you're using the back. Use the back of the comb. Another reason why people were having problems with the press and curl, because they were trying to take the straightening comb and actually comb the hair. No, the press and comb, the teeth will collect the hair, and you're gonna press it with the back of the comb, and you gotta burn the comb up. You can't use those, take the comb straight out the pack, and then just start pressing hair. You gotta cure it just like you used to do your cast iron skillets. It's the same exact thing. And also, technically, the iron that's from the straightening comb, now we like to use Kentucky made, because they use, you know, cast iron. Now some of the other, the newer straightening combs, they have like nickel and, what's the other one? Aluminum, you know, copper. So that's your newer straightening comb. If you got your old grandma straightening comb out in the back, get you some steel wool, clean it off, some WD-40, clean that baby off and cure it again. It ain't going nowhere. Forget the teeth all dented up. Use the middle of the straightening comb. Don't throw away Big Mama straightening comb. Keep the straightening comb, because these new straightening combs, they're not made out of cast iron. Now where I was going with that is, cast iron is good, because believe it or not, it's just like when you cook in a cast iron skillet. You know what's so good about it? Number one, the heat stays even on the actual cooking, you know, the skillet or the pan. One. Two, the iron that the skillet is made out of, it actually gets into the food and it's safer than what? Aluminum. You got it, that copper, that Teflon, that they now saying don't cook with that stuff. Why? Because it gets into your food. So it's the same thing with your hair. You gotta be careful, you know, with what type of straightening comb you're using. But again, the newer straightening combs are made out of more affordable, you know, metals such as nickel. I would not ever in my entire life, I would never use an aluminum straightening comb, for the very same reason I would never cook in an aluminum skillet, because what? It burns too fast. So even though the newer flat irons are not always cast iron, they are, you know, the metal mixture is so that it can stay hot without burning the hair. The only drawback is it's not made out of 100% pure cast iron, which is better for your hair, okay? And so you can go and buy these at your local beauty supply store. Personally, I say go over to all aunties, name that, you know, go on over to their house, they don't want them no way, and get them before they realize that they steal some good, okay? So go on and steal that straightening comb, clean it off, so whether it's new or old, you have to put the straightening comb inside the oven or burn it on the stove. Burn it, not let it get hot, not test it out. No, you want to see smoke come off of it, because you're burning the stuff off of the iron. And then also you're getting that temperature to be even. Excuse me. So it takes a couple of, you know, about a couple of hours to get that thing. So you're going to take it out so you don't set your alarm. If you live in an apartment, we live in the projects. And back in the day, they didn't give us those smoke detectors. We just had the house all smoky, you know. But today, they have smoke detectors. So if you have a smoke detector, you're going to have to take it out. And you don't want to, you know, have a fire department coming out charging you $100 because you was trying to temper your straightening comb, okay? So make sure you take it out. And then you should be able to pretty much smell the stuff come off the iron. So you'll smell it. Now, once you get it nice and hot, then you're going to take some grease, you know, or some oil, you know, and put the straightening comb in there, you see, and get it all juicy. You see that? Get your juices and berries. Y'all quit laughing at me. Get your juices and berries flowing. This is a good tempered straightening comb. That's nothing but just product and oil that's just burnt. That's a good thing. You see that? So you're going to get that all over the arm. Now you can also put some oil like on the back of a towel, you know, like so. And you could rub the arm, you see, like that. Well, that thing's hot, okay? And then you're going to put it back in there and you let it smoke again. So we call that curing the straightening comb. Now this is just culturally my way. This ain't nothing we teaches us in cosmetology school. This is the cultural way in my family. Now your family may have something else of how they cure their straightening comb. But whatever you can recall or remember, if you have an auntie or aunt that's older that used to do it, come on y'all, it's Black History Month. Don't throw the history down the drain. Sit down and talk to mama and them, auntie and them, and ask them about the method, the ancient, whatever y'all want to call it this year, practice of press and curl. You're talking about you on a budget, you can't afford flat, you don't want to spend $200 on flat irons. It looks the same. Keep it 100. You can't tell the difference between if I pressed her hair or if I flat ironed her hair. You can't tell the difference. So if you're in between blessings, or you just cheap like me, I can be cheap as hell, okay? So if you just cheap, you know, and you don't want to spend a lot of money on flat irons, then you know what, go ahead on and pull out your straightening comb. And the time is about the same. It's not going to take any more time. You're in as a matter of fact, look at this. The size of the flat iron and the straightening comb is almost the same. When you flat iron hair, you don't use all of this, do you? You use about that much. You see that? So y'all see how this is stealing this. They ain't gonna give us credit. Y'all already know that. Asian guy got this on lockdown. Lockdown. Okay? Lockdown. Now, all of y'all out here talking about some Madam C.J. Walker invented the straightening comb. I saw the Netflix, you know, Madam C.J. Walker thing or whatever. No, 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 no. Madam C.J. Walker did not invent the straightening comb. For once and for all, the United States Patent Office says Walter Salmons, a black man, holds the patent to the United States straightening comb with the wooden handle. Don't cook it up, look it up. All right? Peace out, my good people. I appreciate y'all so much. I hope you have enjoyed a little known Black history fact, okay? With your homegirl Ladosha Wright, the author of What They Don't Tell You at the Hair Salon, as we have just broken down the ancient but much respected practice of press, quote unquote, and curl, okay? So that's it. No, she don't want no big mama curls. She want me to flat iron her bangs out and, you know, do something real, you know, more updated. So that's that, okay? If you guys have enjoyed this, what's up, fam? I got my cousin in the house. What's up, Nene Boo Boo? So that's it. We got you all covered. I appreciate your support. I hope you found it very, very interesting. You know what I say when I'm always signing out, right? Subscribe to my YouTube channel, you know. Check out my top-rated podcast, right? Okay. Check out my products. I got my EMT Black History Special Product of the Month. Everyday Miracle Treatment is on sale at my Amazon store for just 15 bucks. Come on, help a sister out, okay? Yes, I did use this in her hair. And that's it, okay? So you got all my business, all right? So you know what I say for real when I'm signing out, right? Talking about a whole lot of love, a whole lot of peace, and a whole lot of hair. If you ain't got no hair, don't want no hair, can't stand hair, plan on cutting your hair off, no, you ain't using no straightening comb, I say don't worry about it. Why? Just rub your beautiful, beautiful bald head, because bald heads are beautiful too. All right? Thank you guys. You guys, y'all rock with me this afternoon, okay? I'm about to hop on Facebook and y'all replay this again and let folk know ain't nothing to be ashamed of about using a straightening comb. Straightening combs are needed. You got hairstylists who like them. You got hairstylists who don't. It's just preference. But there are customers where a flat iron, that's just not going to cut the mustard. We got, and I ain't talking about older, elderly people. I'm talking about contemporary, that's the word I want to use. You know, everyday folk, I don't care what race they are. We press white people, Puerto Rican, we press them all. That's what the fiber calls for, all right? Okay, thank you guys so much. Oh, don't forget to check out my book too, lwrightbooks.com. Peace out.